your head on my shoulder.
Go grab your coffee, we have work to do. Every building has a framework. Without it, it wouldn't be able to stand. For us, that framework is our values. Up until I graduated university at 24, I rarely drank. I just didn't like drinking. My friends knew that, people who knew me well knew that. But every time I would go to a party, a big gathering, or a bar, people would always ask me, why don't you drink? And I mean, that's completely fine. But what wasn't completely fine was when people started pressuring me into drinking, and as you can imagine, that was very, very uncomfortable. So I had a choice. Either I would have said, you know what, fuck it, I'll just have a couple of drinks and blend into the crowd and not be the odd one out, or I stay true to myself and I do what I think is right for me and stick to my values. The average student spends around 825 euros a year on alcohol. I wasn't just staying true to myself, I was staying rich. One of my really good friends once told me, we humans tend to self-sabotage. So what does that mean? With social media and everything going on around us, it's really, really easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to other people. Especially Instagram, where most people edit their pictures to the nines and don't even look like themselves anymore. Celebrities photoshopping their waists and their booty and everything. It can be really hard to keep up. There is even a syndrome for doubting your skills and your talents. Imposter syndrome from Wikipedia itself. Also known as imposter phenomenon, imposterism, fraud syndrome, or the imposter experience is a psychological pattern in which an individual doubts their skills, talents, or accomplishments and has a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. In my last video, I had a full face of makeup on because I felt like it. In this video, I don't have anything on my face except that skincare honey and SPF because I'm sitting right by the window and I don't want to get, you know, the wrinkles over the ears. See, I have blemishes, dark circles, all that jazz. And that's fine. A couple years ago, I would look at pictures of other girls and be like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. I still do that. I still admire other women's beauty, but I don't compare myself to that anymore. The only standard I set for myself is with the current version of me and the version I want to be. It sounds super cheesy, I know, on days where I maybe like slip and I'm like, oh my God, I feel so insecure. I remind myself, everyone has those days, and comparison is not the answer. We don't self-sabotage over here. You know that feeling in your stomach that sometimes just pops up like bloop? Especially when you have to make really, really big and important decisions in life. That, ladies and gentlemen, is your gut feeling. It's your instinct trying to guide you and pushing you into the right direction. It has a lot to do with trusting yourself over anybody else. I've said this in my previous video, and I'm gonna say it again. If something feels off, it probably is. When you're in a situation you don't really know what you want and you have so many outside voices just trying to tell you what to do or what to think or how you should decide, it can be really tough making up your own mind and truly listening and trusting yourself. But as the saying goes, and this is one of my favorites, you have a gut feeling for a reason. Listen to it. Have you ever heard of the saying, who you surround yourself with, you become? Another really popular saying is, you can tell who a person is by the 5 people they surround themselves with the most. Who has that many friends? Your friends should bring out the best in you. That's a given, I think. The people you surround yourself with have a big impact of the way you think, the way you act, also the way you view yourself. Having friends that are honest to you and call you out on your bullshit is a blessing, especially when you're younger and the influence other people have on you is probably bigger than when you're an adult. It's really important to look out who you're surrounding yourself with, what their intentions are, and if they're actually good for you and the person you're trying to be. Class dismissed. I'll see you guys next Sunday. Thank you so much for stopping by to my second YouTube video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also, I have a little announcement to make. I might be uploading twice a week during the holidays since I have time off and have more time to put into my craft of creating YouTube videos. Happy St. Nicholas Day, by the way, I totally forgot. Excuse me. Sending you lots of love wherever you are in the world. Bye.